Good afternoon, everybody. This is the after action report from my trip to Hollywood, and I got a couple of videos up. Actually, they're all three of them are short, so I got three shorts for you to watch. Um, and now I'm going to go through all the pictures I took. This first picture here is the Paramount area. It's not the Paramount Studios. That's in another place on Melrose Drive, I think it's called. And that's a little too far away. But this is one of the Paramount buildings on Vine Street in Hollywood. And so that's kind of cool. This is not where the shows like Star Trek and Paramount this may be Paramount Plus and Skydance. This was. I'll give you a funny thing. I was looking on my map, on Google Maps, and someone put a comment on the location of this Paramount. It said, keep bar rescue on. It's a good show or something to that effect. Someone put, I guess, a review on Paramount or Skydance and said, keep bar rescue on. Something to that effect. You can look it up. Just type in Paramount in Hollywood on Google Maps, and you'll probably see that comment on the map. Not in the reviews, but on the map itself. So this may be where the company that puts out Bar Rescue with John Taffer, not the Paramount Studios on Melrose. It's not the same place. So just a little beginner thing there. So here we go. Here are the stars. There's so many stars I couldn't get all of them. So here are the stars that I got. So here we go. Jerry Lewis. Now, Jerry Lewis is not the same person as Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis was the musician and cousin of the late Jimmy Swaggart. That's Jerry Lee Lewis. This Jerry Lewis played the Nutty Professor before Eddie Murphy did. He was a comedian. And he did all those muscular dystrophy telethons for a long time. That's Jerry Lewis. Respectable guy. Here we go. Who do we have? Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, who are famous for their song Sherry. Sherry, Sherry, baby, Sherry. That one, okay? Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, Clint Eastwood, who I did not get a picture of his star. But Clint Eastwood did a movie called Jersey Boys based on Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. If you have not seen that movie, watch it. It's very, very good. So that's Frankie Valli is still alive. Over 90. I'm not sure if he can hit the high notes as he used to at 90, but he's still alive. Frankie Valli is. Who is this? Oh, this is Otis Redding. He was a I think he was a black comedian. No, he was a musician. Otis Redding. He may have been a comedian too, but I think he was more of a musician. No, it says okay. He was a comedian. Otis Redding, because I think it was Little Richard that tried to not tried. Little Richard was at his induction ceremony. Was it his induction or Academy Award or Emmy Awards? You can see it on YouTube, but Little Richard was at, I think it was the Grammys. And Otis Redding was given a Grammy, and Little Richard Richard Penniman was kind of hurt that he didn't get any Grammys, and he was the instigator of rock and roll. So, but this is Otis Redding's star. This is Jean Smart. You can't read that, but that's Jean Smart. She did a phenomenal job as Martha Logan in, I think, season 3 or 4 of 24 with Kiefer Sutherland. And her husband, the president, was played by the late, great Gregory Eitzen. That's Jean Smart. And I think she's doing 1 or 2 shows now. She's still acting. But she did a phenomenal job as Mrs. Logan, Martha Logan. That's who Jean Smart is. This next one is Patsy Cline. She's a very famous musician, record player, recording artist, sorry. She's still alive, I believe. Still alive, Patsy Cline. Yul Brynner. Who's Yul Brynner? Don't get that confused with another dude who just passed away. Yul Brynner played the Pharaoh in Cecil B. DeMille's 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. Charlton Heston played Moses, and Yul Brynner played the Pharaoh in the 10 Commandments with Cecil B. DeMille. Noah Weil, he's in a movie now called The Pit, where he plays a doctor, and he's played a doctor before. I've not seen The Pit yet. It looks good from what I've seen. But that's Noah Weil, and this is his star. Leonard Bernstein was the great conductor, and Bradley Cooper just did a film about him about last year or 2 years ago. Bradley Cooper did a film where he played Leonard Bernstein. He was a musician. He was a conductor. And a very good one, I'm sure. Avril Lavigne. Why I got this star, I don't know. But that's a name I've kind of heard of for the last 20 years. If she's doing albums, they're not getting recognition nowadays. She is older than me. I would say she's probably in her 50s, give or take. But that's Avril Lavigne's star there. Terrence Howard, he was just on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, PVD. And you can't see it, but I'm wearing the Valuetainment shirt. You probably saw it. You saw the hat in some of the videos, some of the shorts. But this is Terrence Howard. He played a very good role. Gaza McGee in the film Ray with Jamie Foxx. And I did see Jamie Foxx's star. I did not take a picture of it, but that's Terrence Howard. And Terrence has recently left acting to be a scientist. And he explains it. He explains it on the PBD podcast. And that podcast is not very old at all. It's like within the last few weeks to a month. Less than a month. So a few weeks ago, Terrence Howard was on the PBD podcast. He was on it before the studio was renovated. And so he was there again. And he was there while the studio was being renovated as well. So the studio for PBD podcast. So this is Terrence Howard's star here. Who's next? Blake Shelton, country singer, well-known singer. And next to him, next picture is actually his wife, Gwen Stefani, who graduated from my high school in 1987, Lower High School. She was a class of 87. I was a class of 2003. I have 2 sisters. They both graduated in 94 and 98. And then my brother graduated in 05. So that's Gwen Stefani, fellow Saxon there, and that is her star, right next to her husband Blake. Next star is Tupac Shakur. Who really killed Tupac? Who really killed Notorious B.I.G.? Tupac Shakur, that's his star there. Missy Elliott, you don't hear much from her lately. If she's still recording music, just like Avril Lavigne, not very newsworthy anymore. I'm sure she may not be relevant. Hopefully I'm wrong. But that's Missy Elliott's star. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Why I got this star, I don't know. It's a band I've heard of for years. Are they still around? I think they're still around. I don't think they've disbanded yet. I know a band did fall apart and part ways recently. I forget what band that was now. Excuse me. But that's Red Hot Chili Peppers. Pat Sajak. Who is Pat Sajak? Pat Sajak was the host of Wheel of Fortune. Pat Sajak. And he recently retired. And Ryan Seacrest is now the host of Wheel of Fortune. DJ Khaled. Here's his star. Cedric the Entertainer, barbershop movies. He's a funny guy. Big, well-known friend. He's one of the kings of comedy with D.L. Hughley, Bernie Mac, rest in peace, and Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, D.L. Hughley, and Cedric the Entertainer are all the kings of comedy. Those four guys. And Cedric's still around. He's probably still making people laugh. I'm not sure if he's doing more movies, but that's his star. Cedric the Entertainer. Sammy Hagar. Who is Sammy Hagar? Well, I guess he's a musician. I don't know much about Sammy Hagar, but I believe you can watch him on TV because he'll be doing jams in his in his studio, and it's on the TV. Believe it or not, Sammy Hagar. Cecil B. DeMille, I just mentioned him. He did a lot of films. I believe he did King of Kings with Jeffrey Hunter. And of course he did The Ten Commandments with Yul Brynner, whose star you just saw. And then you had, and then in that movie was, of course, Charlton Heston, who also did Ben-Hur. And I think Cecil B. DeMille did Ben-Hur as well, the original. Whoops. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. That's who it is. Who is Sammy Davis Jr.? Well, it looks like he was a record guy. He was a recording artist. Sammy Davis Jr. I think he was part of the Rat Pack with Sinatra. Yeah, that's okay. That he's the one with the glass eye. That's him. Sammy Davis Jr. He was the Rat Pack guy with Frank Sinatra and a couple of other guys back in the day. Next, Desi Arnaz, Lucille Ball's husband, then ex-husband. It was Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball that put Star Trek, the original series, on the map in 1966. It's true. Before they went to CBS, it was Desi Arnaz's studio. They put Star Trek. Well, actually, it was more Lucille Ball than Desi Arnaz, but it's the Arnaz studio. They put Star Trek on the map back in 66. Michael Bublé, very famous singer. He's been doing lately. He's been doing some crooning tributes. I think to Tony Bennett. I think he's done one with Tony, a tribute to Tony Bennett recently, and Frank Sinatra. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good crooner. Michael Bublé. Jennifer Aniston from Friends. I got her star. I took a picture of her star. So Jennifer Aniston. She played a very good role in Bruce Almighty with Jim Carrey and Morgan Freeman. Ellen DeGeneres. Well, what can I say about Ellen? She was good. She was funny. I liked her show, especially with a certain person, when a certain person went on the show named Justin Bieber. But as you know, Ellen and her partner, wife, Portia de Rossi, moved to the UK. I think the UK, somewhere in the UK, Ireland, Scotland, somewhere. Well, enjoy Scotland, England, Ireland, wherever you went to. I'm sure it's a lot more greener than here. But that is still Ellen DeGeneres' star. Marian Anderson. Who was Marian Anderson? Marian Anderson was one of the first black opera singers to sing at the White House. This is back in the 50s, 1950s, 60s, during the Civil Rights Movement. Marian Anderson. You can see her in some of the 20th century year-by-year books, the big reference books. That's how you find her. Or you can go to Wikipedia. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. Now, let's expand here. This one is the 2500 star, and it was given to Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo gets the 2,500th star in 2013. 2013, that's 13 years ago. Almost 13 years ago. J-Lo is number 2,500 on the Walk of Fame. Kate Winslet. She was Leonardo DiCaprio's partner in the Titanic. And that's all. That's all I know her from is Kate Winslet. Adam Sandler. Somebody's closer. Happy Gilmore. That's his star. Who else? Chalamet. He's famous for doing a long version of Timothy Chalamet's last name. Chalamet. That's Adam Sandler. Happy Gilmore. Big Daddy, I think is the name of the movie. Mr. Deeds. 50 First Dates. Inglorious Gems, which is a good movie. What else? Adam Sandler. Little Nicky, which I never watched. Click, where he's got this special remote control that could freeze you, pause you, silence you, and then Adam Sandler can do whatever he wants to you. And then push play and say, "What the heck? I got a bruise, I got a black eye, I got this, I got that." Very funny movie, Click. Spanglish, he also did. I think he did a movie called Hustle. Or was that Ben Affleck? Where they both played coaches or recruits for basketball stars. So that's Adam Sandler's star right there. Jennifer Hudson, she has her own show. Jennifer Hudson Show. Famous for, she's a singer, but she was famous for, I believe she won American Idol a few years back, and she was a victim of, but a survivor of gun violence because I think her brother, 2 or 3 people were killed in her family before before she became a star, I think. And then she went on American Idol. I think she won. And then nowadays she's been doing her own show, like the Ellen DeGeneres show, but it's the Jennifer Hudson show. So that's her start there. Laura Dern is famous for being one of the dinosaur experts with Jeff Goldblum and Sam Neill in Jurassic Park. She also played Admiral Holdo in my opinion, the worst Star Wars movie ever made, The Last Jedi. Not her fault. Admiral Holdo wasn't the role she was gotten. Her performance was not bad. The movie itself was just absolutely terrible. But that's Laura Dern. And she got it during the 50th year of the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern. Jim Carrey does him pretty good. Can't keep a good man now. Can't keep a good man down, can you, Bruce? Can ya? You look at me when you're speaking to your son. That's me doing Jim Carrey doing Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern. I don't know him. Don't get him confused with the other guy who played Marv, one of the burglars in Home Alone. That's not the same guy. It's not the same guy. This is Bruce Dern, not the other guy. The other guy, his last name is Stern. Stern. Don't get that confused, okay? Pat Boone, that guy's still alive, and he is active right now on Twitter. I still call it Twitter. Everyone calls it X. I call it Twitter, okay? Elon Musk. Pat Boone. Pat Boone kind of put Little Richard on the map, but not for all the right reasons. And of course, Little Richard took offense to that, believing that Pat Boone was claiming Little Richard's music, saying that Pat Boone, this is Pat Boone's music. No. Is the innovator, the instigator, the emancipator of rock and roll, Little Richard. Tutti Frutti,